Okay, I got to get out of the phone booth. I got 30 seconds to turn into the super lawyer. Thank you very much. You're a wonderful sister, and I'll owe you the favor sometime. Where's my suit?
I think you better pick out something else unless you want to give Mason Capwell another chance to smirk and make me a liar in the bargain.
This sounds really fascinating, and I wish I had time to decipher what it is that you're talking about, but I don't.
Yes, well, you're going to have to make time because I have a few urgent words to say to you.
How few?
About DavidLaurent.
Augusta, please, not now. I'm supposed to be at headquarters with Cruz right at this very minute. I'm minus a suit, and I have to find something else to wear. And let me say that's for me. Hello?
Augusta, it's Cruz again. Is Julia there?
I'll see if she's in the shower, Cruz.
I'm sorry. I'm on my way.
I'm glad I caught you before you left.
Why?
You know that evidence you were coming in to see, the incriminating photo of Sheila?
What about it?
It's missing.
All we know so far is that the photo disappeared somewhere in between the clerk's office and the filing desk. We're investigating it right now.
Oh, that's terrific, Keith. Just go right on investigating that. And if you happen to find out how important evidence in a murder trial just vanishes into thin air while in police possession, no less, I would be thrilled to hear it.
Well, I can understand how this obsession...
Obsessed is not an adequate description of how I feel right now.
I am going to look into this myself, and I promise you, if we find out what happens, heads will roll.
That's not good enough.
You know, I'd be happy to testify that I saw the photo and verify the date on the newspaper next to Sheila.
You're out of this.
No, you're out of this. I am prepared to call a full-fledged hearing on this matter.
Regrettably, she has a right to do that.
And I'm going to call you, Mr. DA, to the stand. You saw the photos, you lost the photos, and I'm going to let everybody in this courtroom know just how incompetent you really are. This doesn't look like lost pictures.
Oh, well, no, this is a little presentation that Mason and I worked up to present to the jury. When DavidLaurent is found guilty, we are going to ask for the death penalty.
Oh, really?
Yes. And despite all your best efforts to date, even if you manage to work in all of Sheila Carlisle's evidence, he is going to be found guilty.
We'll see.
And when he is found guilty, we will ask for the death sentence unless...
Unless what?
he decide to drop the matter of the picture.
I don't believe what I'm hearing.
Well, bravo, Keith. You've managed to out-Machiavelli me.
Are you willing to take the chance that he may be found not guilty? Because if he's innocent, you shouldn't worry about the death penalty. But if you have miscalculated...
It's a gas chamber.
You are unbelievable. Both of you.
Cyanide gas can be hard on a friendship.
Oh, Mason, for God's sake.
All right, everybody, that's enough.
All right. Well, court is going to reconvene in a few minutes. I have things to do. Ciao.
You know, I'm sorry. I will keep looking. But I wouldn't hold your breath.
You did this.
Not at all. I'm an innocent bystander.
You have never been an innocent anything, Mason.
You know, Julia, if you weren't so involved with David, you might have been willing to risk the death penalty to get that evidence. That evidence could have meant the difference between guilty and innocent.
You would do or say just about anything right now, wouldn't you? You're suppressing evidence, Mason, because you're running scared.
You're way off the mark, Julia. Allow me to prove it to you. Well, well. First spectators are arriving. Come in, come in. No, have a seat. Ringside. You're about to get a preview of the main event. The state's summation of the case against DavidLaurent. I was going to run it by Ms. Wainwright here, but you three represent a much better challenge. If I can convince you, a jury won't be any problem.
Julia, what is this? I don't know. Let him do it. I'm interested to hear what he has left of this case.
You got the floor, Mace. Let her rip. Why, thank you, Pearl. I will begin by giving Julia credit for obscuring the facts with a lot of melodrama. But then I sympathize with her, because what alternative did she have? Her entire case rests on the testimony of that chameleon cum actress, Sheila Carlisle. Which of Sheila's stories did you three like the best? They're all entertaining, if not credible, from the stalwart business partner and friend to the loving, sacrificing mistress to the vindictive, jealous, spurned woman. They're all very satisfying performances. If this were a theater instead of a court of law, I would have applauded. But it's not a theater. It is a court of law, and as such, I intend to advise the jury to ignore Ms. Carlisle's testimony altogether. Her contradictory revelations cancel each other out. Leaves us once again with the facts. And those facts haven't changed since the first day of this trial. You've done nothing to erase the trail that leads from the bungalow where Madeline was assaulted. And it still leads directly from that bungalow to your client. It leads first to his lies, given in lieu of an alibi. He was forced to back down on every one of them. It leads to the cufflinks found in his suitcase with traces of his wife's blood on them. It leads to the bloody shirt, which he had hidden, and it leads to the cigarette butt found by Madeline's body, the same unusual, expensive brand that David smoked. DavidLaurent meets the first two criteria for guilt. He had the opportunity and the means to commit this murder. But let's look at the third criteria, the motive. In spite of the defense's efforts, she's not been able to produce another bona fide suspect. The fact is that DavidLaurent is the only person who had a motive for wanting his wife dead. And she died because she was careless enough to walk around without a will, which meant that David was her beneficiary. In spite of the defense's claims that David was an enterprising businessman, the fact is that he had no money of his own and that he lived off his wealthy wife's fortune. When he knew that he was going to be divorced, when he realized that he was about to be cut off forever from that fortune, he killed her. For her money. No one will ever convince me otherwise. There's no doubt in my mind, nor I believe in the minds of these surrogate jurors, that DavidLaurent is guilty of murder in the first degree. Now, if by some fluke Ms. Wainwright manages to con the jury, she will be guilty of helping a murderer go free. And who knows where he will strike next? What unlucky woman will be next in line? Thank you.